Kick some rock all night.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Gamebro Studios. Finally doing a video. Just haven't really had the ideas of videos. And today's the day that I decided to finally catch up with everybody. The Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie reboot thing. An hour and 37 minutes of what the fuck, basically. Yeah. Well, I am confused to say the least. Uh, well, I will say one thing, even though it's hard to say. It's better than the Paul W. S. Anderson movie. Yeah, I'm gonna keep hating on him for this, but at the same time, as a Resident Evil fan, I did have a feeling duration of watching the trailer that I wasn't gonna like this. There were some good bits that I chuckled at, but a lot of it I got confused with. Now, if this is based on the game, then why isn't it like the game? It feels like, yeah, a better Resident Evil movie, yeah, but just very mixed in characters, to be honest, from the first two games. I don't get how Jill meets Sherry because she never did, and Claire meeting Lisa Travers. Um, it's just more of a confusion when you're an avid video gamer that's played Resident Evil since 1996 and you want a movie adaptation of it, and you know already going into it that, yeah, okay, movies based on games, never a good thing. And so far, they're proving that, you know, you can't make a movie based on a game because it is quite difficult, because the gamers are going to shit on everything that they decide to make, and you can't do certain things that you can do in the game world than you can do in reality. I don't know very many good movies based on games franchise that's really worked, and I don't see any working because the way it's, you know, done, it's made for gaming, not for movies. And I know a lot of people probably say, well, there are some good movies that come out based on games. I can't think of any. Resident Evil hasn't been good because of Paul W. S. Anderson and his lies, saying that he will make, a movie based around the games. Yeah, he made a movie with his wife with a few Resident Evil characters slapped in it. That didn't make sense to the story. Um, Silent Hill, again, made, I think, two films, and they didn't make another one because it wasn't that great. The second one was poorly reviewed. It didn't make sense. And the problem with Silent Hill is it never does make sense. So it kind of works on a good level. I mean, I like both the Silent Hill movies more than the Resident Evil movies. At least it felt like Silent Hill, unlike the Resident Evil movies that came out. But this one, it felt like it took for, they really wanted to make it so good, which is not a difficult thing to beat Paul W. S. Anderson's movies. But the problem is they didn't really make it as good as they were hyping it. The CGI looks a bit off. It feels like a video game with real people running around. The script for Leon felt off. Leon was supposed to be a cool dude. Why was he drinking at the beginning? Spoilers if you haven't seen this already, which most of you probably haven't. Um, because to me, it sounds like they've mixed Leon's character with Kevin Ryman's character in Outbreak. Just looking at it from an outside point of view, I haven't really done much research into this. I've just watched the movie, and I am baffled what I've just watched for an hour and 37 minutes. And yeah, it's just trying to combine both the first two games in a 1 hour and 34 minutes or 37 minutes, at the same time. Now, if you go by the games, it's a month apart. In July, the mansion incident happened, 24th of July, and then it was September 24th. So there's a bit of a month gap between since the outbreak in Resident Evil. Because you got September 28th, and then it's September 29th ish, and then it's October 3rd when they bomb Raccoon City. But the thing is, they really wanted to make this close to games, but at the same time combine it all as one, and it doesn't really work. I mean, the original George A. Romero, God rest his soul, his script was a lot closer to his own version, so we say. Now, I can see that being tweaked would have been a lot better because it starts in Resident Evil 1 or just before Resident Evil 1, and it leads to the mansion incident, and then it ends going into the Resident Evil, the outbreak. So, and I had a feeling that it would lead on to Resident Evil Outbreak 3, Nemesis, and into Resident Evil 2. And the original idea, it was supposed to be like Resident Evil 1, the movie, and 2 was supposed to be 2 and 3 at the same time. That would work. But this 1 and 2 put together, yeah. And I was a bit lost what was going on because the mansion didn't look the same. They had the dining room with the piano in it, and wait, where was it? Where? And the lab bit was just so small. It wasn't like a huge part of it. They didn't go through the police station that much. They just was like, it felt like they were just jumping from point to point. It started off with, spoiler alerts again. If you haven't watched the video, don't watch it. They start off as Chris and Claire as kids in the orphanage. So, and then all of a sudden it's them older. She's coming back to find Chris to warn him that Ben, and somehow Ben knows Claire, and then I mean I can get that, but I can't get the whole premise that it was just so crammed into one movie that they really didn't hit the point properly. I think they should have done the mansion on its own, and then ending as it goes into Resident Evil 2, where the zombies are breaking out into the city. Yeah, that could work, and then do a second sequel where it's going to be just Resident Evil 2 and 3. So you switch between Leon and Claire running through the police station, and then having the odd time, or start off with Jill running away from Nemesis and all that, and Carlos and that. That's the way I would see it. Is that you'll have it starting off with Jill being, seeing Brad getting chased by Nemesis, and then it'll does that little scene, and then it reaches up, and then it does the bit where Claire and Jill come in. Claire and Leon do their bit to the police station, and then ends with Jill destroying Nemesis at the end. And obviously before that bit with Claire and Leon escaping. But yeah, I can see they're different. I can see they were trying, and at the same time, I could see they were really, wanting to make this work, but it just doesn't. That's the problem. Because the first game was based on the mansion. I think the first film should be based on the mansion itself, leading into 2 and 3, the Raccoon City thing. Now, to be honest, I think they went for a bit of a difficult decision. I don't think this has worked as well as it should have done. I would have done it first the first movie based on the first game, and then two and three will be mixed together of them running through the cities and everything, piling through, and like have the third movie being about the outbreak citizens that escaped, and then leave it as that. But and obviously people want to see Code Veronica as a movie, and then you want Resident Evil 4 as a movie, so then you can add them in. But making the choice of doing one and two together and compiling it in a movie format of 1 hour, 30 odd minutes, yeah, I can see both sides of the picture. They wanted to try and cram everything in that small space, and sadly, I think they failed. This was the remake we wanted, and it's there just. But it's better than whatever Paul W.S. Anderson made. But it's. Again, I think it should be left alone as its own thing, and I think they should start again and do something else later on. Because all it's got for it at the moment, it's got the characters, and story change doesn't really make it good, but to make it for a movie wise, yeah. But you can't change Wesker to be a nice guy who's always been an evil guy. But I guess you can get away with saying a what if scenario. But no. And I. No. I don't see me buying this. Sadly. I mean, for those who haven't watched it yet, I can't say not to go and watch it. It's a good movie, but bad CGI in a way. The story's a bit crammed and rushed. If you want to go and watch it on the 3rd of December, feel free. Just go into it with a good set of eyes, because if you're someone that likes movies, you're not gonna like this. If you're someone that loves Resident Evil, you're not gonna like this either. But if you like fan made stuff, you might just like it. I couldn't see me enjoying this much. And talk about the jump scares. How piss poor are they? I mean, the games still make me more jump scare than this bloody film did. Maybe because I'm so desensitized about with jump scares from the Resident Evil games that nothing jump scares me in movies. I mean, come on. I've watched Nightmare on Elm Street since a kid, and watching it now. Sometimes, if you're caught off guard, yeah, I get a bit of a jump scare. I mean, I had a jump scare in the newer movie. Well, not the new movie. The Freddy's Nightmare, where the cat had dreamed up Freddy. Yeah, that's sort of like yeah. And the new Halloween movie, yeah, there's some good jump scares in that. But what I'm saying is that they can put good jump scares in, and they should have done. But some of the jump scares of this were just, maybe if you're drunk, go and watch this movie. Forget about what you knew about Resident Evil. Just watch this. To be honest, after only watching it once, I'll probably have to watch it again. People are gonna hate me for being a Resident Evil fan. I'm sorry, it just doesn't feel right, and at the same time, I did not enjoy it as much as I was hoping to say. Not to say it was a bad thing, because I hated the Paul W.S. Anderson movies with a passion, apart from Apocalypse. This, if it wasn't for poor, well, I don't want to say poor, let's give him some credit. If it wasn't for not so good character development and scripting, and making Leon to be a mixture of Kevin Ryman's and some Not the person that he was in the game. Where the fuck was Marvin in all this? It would have been nice to see Marvin Branner. Instead of Chief Irons, who was the evil protagonist in Resident Evil 2, who, locked all the doors and stopped his men from escaping. So, yeah. And having Brad die in the first film means that he's not going to be in Resident Evil 3. They're not going to be killed by Nemesis. And, having them all escape at the end, spoilers, yeah, it makes me feel like there isn't going to be a Nemesis. So, yeah, something's really gone wrong there. They should just have the mansion explode, but I. It's a confusing mess. Rushed, but being so delayed to be released to this. Yeah. As a Resident Evil avid fan for a long time, it has its ups and downs, and this is a second try at making a movie. And sorry, they haven't succeeded as yet. I just felt lost, to be honest, as doing a lot of research in Resident Evil for all my time of being a Resident Evil fan, playing it for a long time. I just didn't feel this one. Not as bad as I felt when the Resident Evil movies of Paul W.S. Anderson came out, and he had a bloody crap load of sequels. So, benefit of the doubt, they did do what they said they were going to do. It just wasn't perfect, And a lot of Resident Evil fans want everything perfect. Now, I don't. I just want something that feels like the games. I don't care about the actors they got. I just wish it was scripted a bit better. And I wish it wasn't all compiled into one movie. It should have been a bit more, you know, to the games. You know, movie one should be the mansion. Movie two should be the police station, and the whole Raccoon City thing. You know, Carlos, Jill, Leon. That makes sense. And not having the full stars members there doesn't make sense either. But again, you gotta mix it up to make it into a movie. And all I'm gonna say is, on the 3rd of December, go watch it if you want. Make your decision. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to not watch it. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's not what we wanted. Well, not 100% what we wanted. I wasn't really fond of it. Like the Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. So rushed, so crammed into everything. This doesn't work. But again, I think right now a lot of people are blaming COVID, making movies crammed into one thing, and communications not going very well, and everything being more get on with it. The long times of just getting tested, making sure that you're safe, doing a shoot, coming off, quarantine, all the crap that goes with proper filming. That's why I'm not shitting on the movie too much, but at the same time, it must be bloody hard to make these movies, but sadly, I didn't enjoy this as much as I was preparing myself to enjoy. But, not a bad film. That's why, after all the crap Paul W.S. Anderson movies that got 1 out of 2, maybe 1 out of 10, maybe 2 out of 10, which was Apocalypse. From watching the full movie now and being so confused, and the storyline, the story crammed into one, mixing it all up and scripting. This hurts me to say this as an avid Resident Evil fan since 1996. I'm giving Welcome to Raccoon City a 4 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, share to your friends on social media. What are your thoughts? If you've watched this movie yet, let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't, then go and watch it on the 4th and see how you feel. I'm not 100% with it. It's not bad. It's not awful like the Paul W.S. Anderson stuff, but it's not what we expected. Let's just say that. And we'll catch all you, the Game Bro Studio fans, in the next one. Dismissed.